Sean and Ian aren't the only ones sticking their necks out. Sunderland may have been marooned all these years, but now new driver Paul Lambeth has found himself marooned in Sunderland. For his new job, Paul is having to up sticks from his home in Blackpool, and while he's waiting for his wife and children to join him, he's lodging in a room with a view of the North Sea.
Just defacing a few footballers I don't like. Mr. Rooney on here, I'm trying to make him look, well, he looks like Shrek, doesn't it? Anything to do with Aston Villa has to get defaced.
Obviously, you listen to your neighbours in hotels like this, the walls are dead thing, so I could write a book in here about people who live in hotels, I tell you. It'd be a good seller. You don't get much sleep. You don't realise the little things you miss when you're away on your own. And you've got no family to interact with and no bloody Sky TV either. There's nothing logical about what I've actually physically done. There's nothing logical about leaving my family. It doesn't make sense. I can't explain it. But there's something in there with that attraction. It's a funny job driving a train, you know. It really is like a drug. It's something you feel. You feel it. And it's got to come from within. You know, you have to feel the job. And if you haven't got that, you might as well be a bus driver. You might as well go and drive a taxi. It's a different job altogether. I'll tell you something, if this works, it's going to be brilliant. It's all the old pioneer thing, it's the old British thing, isn't it? The old expeditions and pioneers. They're all mad Britishmen, aren't they, with silly shorts and hats on.
Not quite, needs to be a bit lower. I like that one.
Brilliant.
I like that one. I like the little bit there.
At the company headquarters in York, Sean is sizing up possible new uniforms for the crews, while Ian battles with company pension schemes in the basement.
They make some noises so that I think they're actually working. That's all it is.
We'll have that, Pete.
The railwaymen are searching for a look that will fit the old-fashioned glamour of Grand Central's image.
Well, it has got shape. That's got a triangular shape and that's got a round shape.
I think these slimmer women would look better with the triangular one. That would look better for the sort of the fuller face women. If it's a shame we haven't got a lady in to try that on really, because it's difficult to sort of imagine. Yeah.
Yeah. The hairdresser said yes, that's a better hat because anybody who's got a fuller round features would look better. You know, that sort of helps slim it rather than.
That's the opposite of what you said. See, that looks ridiculous. That looks better.
That looks better.
In March, all the staff gather for a slap-up meal at a business park in Sunderland. The evening has been billed as a chance to bond with new colleagues.
Somebody's with English football, it took them 20 years to actually realise where that's going wrong.
But when Ian gets up to address them...
Good evening, everyone. I'm glad to see you all here. Oh.
He has some disturbing news.
We'll be aware that from speculation and talk that's been going about for some months that our ownership structure's been under some discussion. We've obviously not been able to say very much about it, but in effect on Wednesday there was a change of ownership.
Grand Central's initial backers have withdrawn their financial support, and although Ian remains the MD, a consortium of private investors now owns the company.
What that means for you is, in effect, nothing except more security, because people who are coming in are absolutely committed to this as a long-term venture rather than a short-term venture. Although it's always a bit of a worrying time for you, I can assure you it's really good news for us because it's meant all the future's secured. OK, enjoy your dinner, and if there's any questions, as I say, just come and ask me.
Despite the positive spin, Ian doesn't mention that while ownership negotiations have been ongoing, the rolling stock has remained completely untouched.
Because of the change of ownership that we've had in the last few weeks, that's delayed it slightly. We're negotiating at the moment for some temporary rolling stock, some power cars, to enable us to hit our target start date of May the 20th. If we can do that, it'd be great. If we can't do it, well, we'll slip a little bit into June, possibly very early July. Whether we are there on the 20th or not we'll be there very soon afterwards. It's been our Everest, without a doubt.
But then when you get to the top of Everest, it's a long way down. We'll not go down, we'll go up.
How can you go higher than the tip of Everest?
Well, we need to find a higher way.
Yeah? So find a hot air balloon on the top.
Can you take me from Sunderland to Hartlepool? And I want to go on your first train out from Hartlepool in the morning. So I believe your first Grand Central train is around about 6:30ish from Sunderland. Eh?
By the middle of March, the conductors have started their training, and they discover that there's more to being a ticket inspector than inspecting tickets.
What's the hand signal for stopping a train in an emergency? 2 arms raised above the head, we said, folks, didn't we? Yeah? What's that called?
Sorry?
What's that plate called?
Oh, the fish plate.
So it's a fish plate, yeah?
Senior conductor Wayne Wigley is so enthused by the new firm that he's inspired his girlfriend to apply for one of the remaining conductor positions. Tonight, Wayne and Debbie are waiting anxiously to hear how she's fared.
I would like to work for Grand Central simply because they look after bears, and everybody knows bears do best. Thank you.
That was him.
You're mad.
Not me. Med screen for Mr. Wigley.
Hello, Robin. I think I went well. Oh, that is absolutely wonderful. To be honest, I didn't really think to expect so soon, but that is fantastic. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye. Yeah.
I told you, babe. You'll love it. Honestly, these people are going places. They really are. Honestly, I think you'd be a star. I really do. It's a fast-moving company on a fast-moving train. 125 miles an hour. Let's go for a shag.
With the big trains still being refitted, Sean has turned his attention to the minutiae of the business. He's arranged a meeting with Hornby to discuss miniature Grand Central trains.
You always been involved in trains, or...? Yeah?
I'm beginning to sound like a bit of an analyte.
Oh, in the buffet bar, you can almost smell the coffee.
Sean shows off how the trains will eventually look, and the state they're in now.
That's how they look at the moment.
Excellent.
On the actual tables, you know that we're going to have Monopoly and Cluedo boards imprinted on the table.
Right.
So the detail of the actual model sets, how accurate are they?
I'll tell you the sort of detail we did. We modelled a Class 60, and the boys went in and they photographed the interior of the cab.
Right.
And unbeknownst to them, they didn't pick it up. There was actually a bulldog clip on by the window, right. And it was photographed. And if you get a magnifying glass, you can actually see it is a bulldog clip. We need to make sure it's down to the last rivet.
At his home near Newcastle, John Dyke may well be Hornby's first customer. To celebrate getting his job as a conductor, he's built a shed that will eventually house a brand new model railway.
It's almost as exciting a project as Grand Central's.
While work continues on his new set, John must be content with the old one in the spare bedroom.
I've just always liked railways. I've just always liked watching trains, attempting to model them, steam engines, just the noise and the smell, the sound of a high-speed train pulling out of a station. I can remember when I was tiny, I used to see the steam trains going over in the distance to King's Cross. My mum and dad used to be able to pick out the numbers, but I've later found out that they were just making them up. Never thought I'd work on the railways. I've been working in a factory for over 20 years. And if the factory hadn't shut down, I'd still have been there making milk cartons and fruit juice cartons. I'd love to make it to driver, but I don't think I don't know whether I've got enough years in me to make driver, because I believe that 55 years is the maximum that they'll start new drivers on.
How old are you now?
I'm 53.
Oops.